Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're talking about two new backpacks from Maxpedition. We have the Havoc 2 and the Havoc 1. So this is the Havoc 1, and this is a 32-liter backpack, and the Havoc 2 is a 38-liter backpack. So you guys are probably familiar with Maxpedition. They make excellent products. It's an investment up front, but they are really lifelong products. Like when you get a Maxpedition bag, it's gonna last for a very, very long time. So let's start off and talk about the features of the Havoc 1, and then we'll talk about the Havoc 2 in a minute. We'll start by looking at the outside. So you can see we've got MOLLE all over here. You can also see that it is, let's zoom in here or bring it up close so you can see solid stitching there. So it's not just, one simple line. They do multiple lines of stitching just to make sure it's really good. So you can attach accessories and certainly all kinds of things on the outside of the pack. We have a zippered pocket here. We have a larger zippered pocket here, a zippered pocket here, and then one up top to the main section. Got a hook and loop panel there, so you can put patches, whether it's ID patches or morale patches. That's kind of the main things to talk about here on the front. Look on the bottom here, you can see you could throw, if you wanted to put a bedroll or something like that, a small one, you could do that. But certainly you can put a windbreaker or a raincoat or something like that. And then all these little features add up, but you can see they've got the little control strips. So when you get done putting something here, you roll up the extra webbing, and then basically it's not flopping all over the place, which is huge to me. On the side here, pocket, more MOLLE, and then a way to cinch down the bag right here, and it is a QD buckle. So it's not just a webbing with a little kind of the little loops there, the plastic loops. You can actually unsnap it. Same thing on the other side, as you can see over here as well. On the back here, we got some nice padding. You do have similar padding on the straps. Then you do have a couple straps here, so you can put accessories like a cell phone pouch or something like that if you want to do that. We do have the sternum strap. No whistle on this side on the sternum strap. No whistle on that side of the sternum strap as well. I'd like to see them add one in, but it's not a total deal breaker. QD buckles here to take the backpack off if you want to. Up on top, you can see the grab handle there. It's stitched over. It's not as, it's doubled over, so it's smaller, but easy to grab, and it's actually smoother on your hands that way, as you can see up top. All right, I'm gonna readjust the camera now so we can look at the pack, and I'll go through the inside now. All right, so we'll go into the front pocket here. When you go inside, it's just a large pocket. We'll talk about the materials at the end, but when you're kind of moving it, you can hear it almost has like a little bit of a crunch to it. And like I said, we'll talk about the materials in a minute. This is just a big open pocket here. So throw some gear in there. The second pocket zips like 80% around, 75% around. Tons of organization here. So big zipper pouch here that goes down to this section, two pockets here, and then a zipper pouch there as well. And then obviously you can throw some gear down on the bottom. So lots of organization in that section of the bag. Going into this next section here, you can see we have a pocket. It goes probably about down to this far. Again, no internal organization, but more places to store gear there. Now turning to the side here, I want to show you this pocket, and it's the same thing on the other side. So we got to open this guy up. So you can fit a small water bottle there. Also on the back side, basically on the back side of this panel here, you do have a pocket that runs all the way down to the bottom, so you can organize your gear. Same thing on the other side of the bag over here. All right, as you can see in the main section of the bag, it's just really open. You do have a large pocket there if you want to run like you can put a laptop or something in there. This is all hook and loop, so you can attach gear to here, various organizational pouches and stuff. But just see, very large open space. Some bags you have a ton of internal organization. This is just like, put your gear in. One thing I do like about this is that, particularly if you're packing clothes, which you could definitely use this for like a quick overnight trip. If you're flying out somewhere, just carry this bag, but roll your clothes up, stack it here, and now you've got your gear organized. They also do have the packing cubes. If you want to run some of those, you could put clothes in the packing cube and then place it right in there. All right, so here's a look at the Havoc 2. Obviously you can see no gear has been attached here. Lots of different ways obviously you can set this thing up. If you just want to have this totally blank, you can do it. If you want to put hook and loop on the back of these and attach gear to organize things, you can do that as well. So organizationally, this thing is built exactly the same. So the Havoc 1 and the Havoc 2, very similar, other than the main difference is going to be your side pouches here for water bottles. So you got a zipper, unzip it, put the water bottle in, wrap this around the neck of it. This runs to the inside of the bag, so you can loosen it or tighten it up, and then zip this up if you don't have a water bottle in there, and you can certainly just store some gear down the side. But that's really your main difference between the two, other than the fact that this one's 38 liters and the other one's 32 liters. Let's talk about materials real quick. So Maxpedition uses high-grade stuff. So YKK zippers, Duraflex buckles. It's 500 denier nylon. It's triple polyurethane coated. It's treated with a coating from Teflon, so it's easy to basically wipe down and keep grease and grime off of it. When they do the stitching, they'll either do multiple lines of stitching, they'll do a box stitching on stress points. So, you know, as far as your overall build and materials, it's gonna be top-notch, top-notch. And these things are gonna last for a long time. Let me tell you about some other organizational options that we have from Maxpedition. So I left all the labels on these things because there's a bunch of different names. So this is the 2-fold pouch. This is a 5x8 pouch. And basically that's what it looks like. So if you guys are familiar with like Tough Possum gear, he makes these little pouches, you know, to organize your bushcraft gear and fire kits and stuff like that. So this is a 5x8 pouch. Super strong material. You can see, do they have the little note here? Yeah. Teflon, so it's going to be more stain resistant, more water resistant. And then there you go. So you've got a 5x8 2-fold pouch that they're selling. Similar product overall, but this is a 6x10. Again, you know, just throw your gear in here, so it's organized. You can get a couple of these, a couple of the other ones. So 5x8, 6x10. This is another one. This is the roly-poly folding belt pouch. And basically you can see here, we've got this, this webbing here, so you can run it on a belt, but also hook and loop on this side. Open that up, unzip it, and then a nice big pouch. And obviously it's a belt pouch. You can throw it on your belt, and then, you know, if you're out in the woods or out doing something, boom, you can throw some gear in this. You could use this also traveling, throw it on a belt. Yeah, a little bit awkward, but anyhow, you could certainly use that. That's another organization option. All right, the last thing I want to show you is not so much an organization pouch, but it's a tote set. So it's called the 3-in-1 tote set. And basically these are what the tote looks like. These are like heavy duty bags that you would like carry your groceries in, but obviously you can throw a ton of other gear in them. Again, the 3-in-1 tote set, just want to show you, with a Teflon coating, so they're going to be, you know, grime resistant. You can wipe junk off them easily. You've got one in this kind of cool blue there, and this is an additional pocket. So you get the main section and then this additional pocket on the front. So there's your first one. There's your second one. And I do want to mention that additional pocket on the front and on the back as well. So 1, 2, and then the main section. So there's number 2. And then here's your third one in the wolf gray. So let me give you my thoughts on these particular bags. So obviously a 32 versus a 38, you're gonna get different capacities between those two things. That's why it's 32 and 38 liters. So you gotta fit one or pick one that fits into how you're gonna use the bag. My general opinion is it's always better to have a little bit more space instead of a little bit less space. If it was 32 and then 48 or 58, you're like, okay, that's a huge difference. But 32 to 38, I would just go with the 38 because you're just gonna have a little extra space in case you need it. This bag is not for someone who wants a ton of organization built into the bag. That basically the second panel, or the second main pocket that opens up and has a lot of internal organization, awesome. I like a lot of internal organization. The main pocket of this thing requires that you're gonna have some other smaller pouches if you wanna have internal organization. So if you want that type of, you know, tons of pockets and ways to store things, then they've got other options, or buy a bunch of the accessories to put into that main compartment. The green version of this bag that I have, which is it's the smaller one, it's the 32. I'm just looking at it over here. The 32 I'm gonna probably use for like a bushcraft bag and try putting a bunch of different gear in there and different pouches and stuff like that. But again, that's for, they have that main compartment where you could just put gear in, close it up, and rock and roll. So it depends on what you're looking for as far as the system. This definitely has more of the old school tactical look as far as with the MOLLE on the outside. It's a little bit more subtle with the gray and the green. It doesn't scream tactical like some of their legacy, their line does. This is a little bit more subtle in my opinion. If you want something that's super subtle, the other lines I think are the ones to check out. Now, as far as price point, these are not for the faint of heart. Again, lifelong investment, but you're paying $243 for the 32 liter and looks like $266 at the time of this video for the 38 liter. So definitely a large investment up front. So don't just be like, oh, I'll just pick one up. Like, definitely make sure you do your research before you buy one of these bags. One thing I can confidently tell you is I've used Maxpedition bags from all the different lines. They've all been great. You really just got to do the research to find like, okay, do I want a wolf spur? Do I want a crossbody bag? Do I want a backpack? Do I want a sling bag? Like, what different type of setup do I want? So nothing that I've used from Maxpedition has been poorly made. There's been no issues. They're just solid products, but you definitely got to spend the money. So, you know, let's round it up or down and say $250 is what you're paying for these bags. So you got to invest it. But I think you're going to get a great product. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. This is the latest that's coming out from Maxpedition, between these bags and the organization pouches and then the 3-in-1 tote set. Those are, you know, a variety of different options from Maxpedition. Let's hear your thoughts and your feedback, because that'll loop back to Maxpedition. They watch these videos to see what you guys as consumers think about them. Yeah, Maxpedition, I've said this before, but there's a handful of companies that I work with. I'm like, I am proud to partner with these guys, confident, you know, all the time. Maxpedition is one of those companies. Solid products. They do their research, and they're always trying to innovate and do things differently to improve the user experience. So let's hear your thoughts and your feedback on Maxpedition, these bags. If you have your own bags from Maxpedition, let's get that conversation started in the comment section now. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.